Women who got kidnapped and never found again. We've all heard a lot of kidnapping and missing cases happening within a month. Some of the cases get solved, but some, even decades ago, remain unsolved. You will not believe that there are up to more than 0.5% of cases that remain mysterious to everyone each year. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today, we will discuss some of those types of cases of missing women who got kidnapped and never found. Let's start. The first case in this video is Kristin Smart. The 19-year-old co-ed went missing after attending an off-campus party near California Polytechnic State University on May 25, 1996, and was never heard from again. She was officially declared dead in 2002, although her body has never been recovered. Paul Flores, of 44 years, a former student at the school, was arrested earlier and charged with murder in the case, along with his father, Ruben Flores, 80 years, for allegedly helping his son dispose of the body. Prosecutors said Paul Flores walked Smart home, then raped and killed her. The other woman who disappeared suddenly is Natalee Holloway. The Alabama teenager was on a class trip in Aruba when she disappeared on May 30th, 2005. Natalee Holloway, of 18 years, had received a scholarship to attend the University of Alabama. In 2017, some remains found on the island proved not to be those of Holloway, whose disappearance was subject of an Oxygen television series, a famous TV series. She was declared dead in 2011, but there's a twist in it. In a bizarre twist, John Christopher Ludwig, who claimed to help bury Holloway's body, was stabbed to death in 2018 during a failed kidnapping attempt in Florida. The other, Lauren Spierer. At the time, Spierer was a 20-year-old student at Indiana University from Scarsdale. She disappeared on June 3, 2011 after a night of partying with friends near the school campus. Spierer was seen on surveillance video walking alone in Bloomington shortly before she went missing. No suspects were ever identified, and she has never been found, despite hundreds of leads as to her whereabouts over the years. The FBI, Bloomington police, and private investigators hired by Spierer's parents followed up on the leads, but continued to hit dead ends. Though her disappearance generated national press coverage, Spierer is presumed dead, and her case remains unsolved. Anne Marie Fahey. This woman disappeared because of her own married boyfriend. Fahey, of 30 years, was the scheduling secretary to then-Governor Tom Carper, now Delaware's senior U.S. senator. She went missing in June 1999 after breaking up with her married boyfriend, Thomas Capano. Thomas Capano was accused of shooting the 30-year-old Fahey in Delaware. Capano was a powerful and influential attorney in Wilmington and had even served as an advisor to the state's governor. But prosecutors said he became jealous when Fahey told him she had a new love interest. Fahey's body was never found. Prosecutors said Capano stuffed her body inside a cooler and dropped it in the Atlantic Ocean. Her remains were never found. María de los Ángeles Verón. María Verón was 23 when she disappeared on April 3, 2002. María Verón had left the home of her mother on April 3, 2002 to keep a doctor's appointment, when, according to the description of a witness, she was kidnapped by people who got out of a red car. 3 days later, she was found by police in the area of La Ramada, over 30 kilometers away, wearing shoes with heels instead of the sneakers she had been wearing when she disappeared. Police left her on a bus that was headed to Tucumán, but a new mystery in the case was that the bus she went on never reached her destination. Several days later, a witness came forward and reported seeing Verón being pushed into a red car by 3 men. 3 weeks later, a prostitute told her parents that she had been sold to traffickers. She has still not been found. After hearing this, her mother, Susana Tremarco, has run a tireless search to find her daughter. Her search has led to more than 3,000 women who were victims of trafficking. The María de los Ángeles Foundation rescues and helps victims of trafficking. A sophomore, Paula Jean Welden. Paula Jean Welden was a sophomore at Bennington College on the day of December 1946. On December 1st, 1946, Paula Jean Welden decided to take a break from studying and go for a hike on the Long Trail in Vermont's Glastonbury Mountains. Before leaving, the 18-year-old college student confirmed her plans with her roommate, and she was seen by several witnesses walking along the trail. However, as reported by the Morbid Library, she seemingly vanished at some point along the way and was never seen again. According to the Morbid Library, Welden was a responsible student who worked in the Bennington College dining hall and dedicated much of her free time to her studies. On the day of her disappearance, Welden had worked 2 shifts in the dining hall and spent a majority of the afternoon studying. According to her roommate, she eventually said she needed a break and wanted to go hiking for the remainder of the afternoon. At one point, Paula's father was suspected of her disappearance. He was later cleared. Over the next 10 years, a local Bennington man bragged to his friends that he knew where Paula's body was buried, but he couldn't lead police to the gravesite. No one knows what really happened to Paula, but her disappearance ranks as one of history's strangest unsolved mysteries. The most famous disappearing case is of Tara Calico. On the morning of September 20th, 1988, in Belen, New Mexico, it seemed like a perfect day to ride a bike. Tara Calico borrowed her mother's pink bike to go out for a spin. Extroverted and active, she worked as a bank teller and was studying to become either a psychologist or psychiatrist. She planned to play tennis that afternoon and asked her mom to drive out after her because she got a flat tire. But she didn't return home by noon. She never did return. Every lead in this case went to a dead end until a year later, when a photo was found depicting a young woman her age and a missing boy, both gagged. But where was the photo found? The Polaroid photograph was found in a parking lot outside a junior food store in Florida. The 9-year-old Michael Henley went missing in the same area as Calico in April of 1988 when he was hunting turkeys with his father. They appeared to be in the back of a van with a copy of a book written by V.C. Andrews, Calico's favorite author, lying right beside the girl. Initially, Tara's mother didn't think the girl was her, but the girl in the photograph had a scar identical to Calico. But still, due to the lack of evidence, many experts dismissed the photograph. In 1990, Michael Henley's body was found in the Zuni Mountains, where he was hunting, which strongly disconnects the theory that the two were abducted and taken to Florida. Calico's parents would eventually die, never finding out who took their daughter. Calico is still missing and never found. And here, last but not least, Barbara Bolick. On July 18, 2007, 55-year-old Barbara Bolick went for a hike with a family friend in the Bitterroot Mountains of Montana. According to the friend, Jim Remaker, he and Barbara, a physically fit and experienced hiker and familiar with the area where she lives, headed to an overlook where they stopped for a snack. Barbara walked back down the trail as Jim took one last look at the view, and then she vanished without a trace. She was carrying a black day pack at the time of her disappearance, and it contained a .357 Magnum pistol. After her disappearance, neither Barbara nor her belongings were found. More than a decade later, Barbara's disappearance remains unsolved like a serious mystery. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.